What is up, my Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius sun, moon, and Venus signs? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. We're going to read your tarot cards here in just a moment. Couple shuffles, I'll connect to your energy. And just as a reminder, I do general readings here on YouTube, so not everything I say will resonate with every single Sagittarius out there every week. So know that in advance. Come into these readings with an open heart, with an open mind, a desire to learn something or see something new. But ultimately, if it doesn't resonate, if it's not for you, drop it like it's hot. Release it. Assume it's going out to someone else who needs to hear it. It always distracts me when these come out during my spiel. You're accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Let's try and have some fun. Let's get you some insightful messages. So, and don't forget to enter the competition if you want to win a free tarot reading from me. There is a timestamp. You can click on that and find out how to submit your name. All right, so you're headed into some playful, what is a good word for it? It could be competitive, but it might be competitive in a fun way. Projects at work that are requiring a lot of endurance and energy from you. But you're actually on your way to something really beautiful. Four of Wands, the Sun and the Magician. You're manifesting a new start. Or if it feels like you're sort of having to climb your way to the top, it seems like you're about to make some significant progress, making significant strides in a direction that especially is very career-based. Some of you may have wedding bells with a Capricorn coming in. Yeah, there's definitely kind of like husband-wifey vibes here. Oh my gosh. Okay, too many cards. But yeah, that was kind of like a quick preview of what came in. So if that message is significant enough, I'm certain it will come out again in your reading here. So, let's see. So you guys have some Mars energy headed into Cancer. So Mars will be in the zodiac sign of Cancer for a while. I think for about a month or so, maybe a little bit longer. And for you guys, Cancer rules your 8th house, which may actually have a lot to do with sex. There may be more. The 8th house has a lot to do with many different things, especially other people's resources as well as your mental health. Make sure you're not running yourself ragged and your mental health is suffering. Because wherever Mars is, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of motivation, excitement, but there can also be aggravation and tension. So use that in the bedroom to the best of your ability. I'm kidding. But there will be an area that is highlighted with a lot of action and energy. So some of you just may be doing sort of some psychological work, if that makes any sense for you guys. You guys have many planets, what's called a stellium. I love that word. That's one of my favorite words, in Taurus. So there's many planets in Taurus right now. And that is true for everyone. But if you are Sagittarius rising, there's a specific focus on your daily health. Your daily routine and activities, sort of day-to-day habits. So you may be focused on that. You may be organizing or making better choices about priority, delegating. There just may be a newfound sense of importance about eating right, exercising more. Your health is really at the forefront with the Sun in Taurus right now. So let's hop into the tarot. Let's split the deck and see what's coming in for my Sagittarius risings. Nice. Okay, cool. I'm already excited about this. It's funny. You got two cards in your 9th house. We'll talk about that later. All right. So the first thing I wanted to note, and actually it was doubly highlighted here in your tarot cards, we always want to know where the Wheel of Fortune has fallen in line, right? So the planet, Jupiter, which is for my Sagittarius, anybody who strongly relates to Sagittarius is very connected to planet Jupiter. That's your natural ruling planet. Anything Jupiter touches, it expands. So there's a lot of usually blessings, fortune, good luck, wherever Jupiter is kind of transiting through the sky. So it is headed into Pisces I have it on my calendar over here. Jupiter heads into Pisces. I should have memorized it by now. I believe on the 13th of May. It's only there for a short while and then it kind of goes retrograde. But enjoy it while it lasts. And there's really nothing wrong with retrogrades. It's just the energy manifests differently. So anyway, for you guys, with Jupiter headed into Pisces, that is going to rule your 4th house of ancestry, roots, your family, something very connected to the mother, your house, your apartment, your residency, your living space. So it could be some of you are going to be looking for a bigger home. It could be some of you are going to spend more time at home. You may be doing house repairs. There's a big focus on expansion of, I would even say, your foundation. Again, your roots. You could choose to look at that outside of sort of like your where you reside, where you sleep at night. There may be something about the stability you've created. It's going to start to expand. And that felt very connected to those cards that fell out at the beginning when I was shuffling. There's something about It requires a lot of kind of zest and energy and focus and attention, some drive, some motivation, but whatever you've started to create, I think it's going to head in a really positive direction. So maybe that has to do with looking for a house or, again, doing house repairs, something like that. So not only is the planet Jupiter literally headed into that part of your chart, if you were a Sag rising, you also have it confirmed in tarot. So this to me says this might be bigger than you expect. Jupiter doesn't have a lot of negative connotations. It's generally speaking like good luck from the divine. Again, not so much wishes and dreams, but there's fortune attached to where Jupiter exists. We tend to like Jupiter. The only sort of, I guess, negative manifestation where I would just, heed warning is the idea where it can be too much. Not discerning enough, no discrimination. It wants it all, and it wants it big, and it wants it very bold. It wants it right here and right now. I wouldn't necessarily say there's an impatience factor to Jupiter, but there is sort of getting in too deep. If you're doing household projects, it's possible that it's like the money pit, like it never ends because there's always something that could be redone. So just something to be cognizant of. But with this coming through, you may acquire more money than you thought, right? So there's expansion of something regarding the household or, again, your family. I don't know how that may manifest. If you're planning a wedding, the guest list could, expand quite rapidly without you, really keeping tabs on it. Anyway, that's one of the first messages that wanted to come through. Let's narrowly focus into partnerships. You definitely have some air energy coming through, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, especially in long-term partnerships. But I don't know, this is someone who's kind of valuing their freedom right now. It's someone who may need to have words with you. And I don't know, my Knight of Swords, he's not always the happiest. There's sort of an urgency, an urgent conversation. It's not always bad, or there's just we need to do this now or else we're going to miss the bus. It's that type of you kind of got to get your ducks in a row very quickly to keep up with the Knight of Swords. And this might not be you, and in fact, you may have different priorities than this person. What's funny, though, is I'm transiting through the sky. The North Node is in Gemini, which naturally falls in your house of partnerships. So the North Node has been in Gemini for a bit. I want to say at least, half a year. I think 6 months, a little bit more than that. Anyway, it's going to be in the next zodiac sign at the early January 22. So for the remaining of the time, the North Node, which again is in Gemini for everyone, but for my Sag risings, it's in your partnership house. There's an extra emphasis put on doing matters and work in that area of your life. There's a lot of planets that dictate that, but North Node, it's almost like there's something along in your destiny, in your path of destiny. If we have free will, but we have some say in the choices and decisions we make, which I personally believe as a reader, there's something that there's like I want to say there's like a milestone or an accomplishment you're meant to reach in a relationship, especially with the North Node kind of falling in that house. It could just be a difficult conversation that you've been wanting to have for a while. The Knight of Swords is very curious. He's very inquisitive, he or she, right? It doesn't matter the gender so much, but they're always seeking new information. There's impatience. There's a lack of consistency sometimes, but yeah, I don't know what to do about that. So then coming up in your energy, there's resistance. So these two are not on the same page, I would say. And this is coming up in 7th house of long-term committed partnerships. If it's not marriage, it could also be with a coworker or a boss or someone you've committed a lot of time and energy into building that relationship. These two need to have words, and this one has a lot to say, and this one is not hearing. And I have to be honest, Sag, for better or worse, this card is coming up in your energy of nope, not interested. So I don't know, and these are weekly readings. Keep in mind, I'm just kind of giving you some background with the astrology going on. Is someone coming at you with a lot of harsh words and aggression, and you're just kind of like, I don't want to hear it. I'm done with you. For some of you, that seems to be the case, even if it's just like an aggressive coworker or I don't even necessarily think it has to be a person in particular, a situation that is nagging at you, but it does have something to do with long-term partnership. You may have decided that you're not as gung-ho about something as you thought, and you just haven't revealed it to the other person involved. That's also possible. Let's look at how that's manifesting in terms of like the planetary activity. So when the sun moves into Gemini, which will be in about a month's time, a little bit less, there's going to be a lot more focus on that. Slowly, Mercury is going to Mercury is going to make its way into the sign of Gemini, which again has a lot to do with your mental sector, or I shouldn't say your mental sector, has a lot to do with your mind, your communication, the words you use. There's even connections to technology and speed, right, with Mercury. There's definitely already a lot of speed coming in, and so for some of you, I could see this being a more future-oriented reading, because something's coming in and it's coming in quick in your house of partnership. Interesting. It could be news of pregnancy for some of you. The reason I'm saying that is we already talked about the Mars, the planet of sort of sexuality, transiting through one of your houses of sex, as well as sort of this extra oomph of excitement, possibly in the bedroom or however you want to say it. The other reason I could potentially see that manifesting as pregnancy is expansion of the household. Maybe it's an expansion of a family member. I don't know if that conversation is ruffling some feathers, if somebody isn't ready and someone's really like, no, let's do it now. I'm just giving you some scenarios, and even if we were to sort of, step back from that, the idea of, pregnancy or giving birth to something, even if it's not a literal child, if this is a business partnership, it's like, what are you creating together? At one point in time, and I would even argue currently, there's a lot of energy and ideas and manifestation being put into something. But yeah, interesting. In the long term, it's especially career-wise, it breeds a little bit of confusion and mystery or illusion. You in particular, Sag, may have gone in on some sort of deal that you were excited about, and in the interim or in the long run, you may decide this actually doesn't hold as much weight as I thought it would, and so it's like you may be trying to like bow out gracefully, but there might be someone who has a lot to say about it. In any sense of long-term relationships. Okay, so your financial situation, at least this week, or your career reading this week, it's full of confusion. You have something very burdensome, a long time coming that needs to be released and put down. Quite literally, this can just be carrying too much weight. And I actually didn't even mean that in terms of your body, but sure. Maybe your health is coming, and your health certainly is a huge focus, especially weight gain. That can sort of tie hand in hand with any sort of Jupiter making a new transit or aspect in your chart if it impacts your body and your health. And it's sextiling your house of health, so again, generally speaking, if you're gaining weight, it might be because you're eating a lot because you're happy. It might be something like that. But in terms of your money, which is what I'm focusing on, it could be that you're carrying too much in terms of responsibility, that you're not delegating, that you're trying to be Superwoman or Superman and, do it all so that you can have that crowning glory at the end. But what is it doing to your health? I guess I would ask you if that's coming up. So houses 2, 6, and 10, it's what I like to look at when I'm looking at sort of your weekly career reading. So you have a lot of cards where I'm like, what's going on here? And again, these are not a death sentence. These are just kind of in the long term, like what is the confusion? What needs to be let go of? What needs to be released in order to make room for new things? New room, new space for new opportunities, for new blessings. Your public image right now is confusing. You may be sending mixed messages to people, or if you are, I don't know, if you're a salesman or trying to convince the crowd, influence people, social media, this sort of says to me they don't know what to think because you don't know what to think either. It's almost like you're in so deep, but there's a part of you that knows this isn't your path anymore. And I would even argue that difficult conversation of, I don't know if this is totally, it's not going to meet the mark for all of you, obviously, in a general reading, but it's like you got into a contract with someone and quickly realized you kind of need to bow out or duck out. Maybe you have new responsibilities in the home. Maybe you're pregnant. Maybe your wife is pregnant. Maybe something, with your family is increasing in a beautiful way, but it pulls you away from that time at work where you signed the contract. This is like, I'm just going to grin and bear it until I have to have that conversation. But it's like some of you may be waiting to the last moment where it's going to be too little too late. If you're trying to salvage this relationship, but you're not being honest and upfront with people, you may end up burning a bridge. It's funny. I was going to say, especially with a Virgo, but possibly a Gemini or a Taurus too, if that makes sense for anyone. I really have to put a plug in for you guys taking really good care of your health right now. Some of you've just been delaying some sort of surgery or some sort of elective surgery or elective, like, health routine, physical checkup, that kind of thing. And I think it would be fear-based. You're worried about the results, so you're putting it off. I mean, I'm not going to mother you, but you kind of know that's probably not smart, right? You should probably just kind of, face up to it and do it, get it over with. There definitely seems like there's something you are, I hate to say dreading, but the thing is, you have a good reason for it. You're absolutely able to justify why this conversation needs to remain hidden. This is coming up in your 12th house of all things hidden away from the world, seclusion, things of that life, or the things of that sort. This is like a conversation is being hidden. Words are being hidden. Even possibly contracts are ending, severing of something. I would say something needs to end here, and it's going to be slightly different for all of you, but bottom line, with these two coming up, especially career-wise, something needs to be released or let go or transformed or done in an entirely different way, because it's like the writing is on the wall here. You're either putting in too much effort and you're going to burn out too quickly and you're going to be exhausted and you can't handle all these undertaking, or it's dreadful. You don't enjoy it. Reporting into work every day feels like a chore. You don't like who you work with. You don't respect your boss. They don't respect you. Like, there's a lot of something has to be retooled entirely here. Major transformation. And I think, to be honest, a lot of it either starts with an awkward conversation or it's just a blunt, I need to cut it. Because this isn't working. I need to cut my workload. I need to cut my responsibilities. And maybe with that comes a pay cut that you don't want, right? I totally get it. And I mean, this says to me, you guys are very easily able to justify why things are happening and why you're not ready to fix them, but it doesn't mean you're right. I think you're letting it's like, almost like the emotions versus the logic, you're mixing the two and justifying the wrong one. And I never mean to offend, Sagittarius, you know that. There could be news of pregnancy, especially if you have been trying and that's a key wish or hope or dream or focus for you. Others of you, there's a beautiful blessing regarding your mother. And I feel like that came up a lot in your last reading too, something about the mother. Or family dynamics, whether you're male or female. I actually really like these cards. Very strong cards. These cards are coming up in your 9th house, which has a lot to do with your higher education, your intellectual exploration, if you're doing more studying or just taking on a new skill or hobby and you're fascinated, you're wanting to learn about it. Has a lot to do with traveling to foreign lands, long distance travel, foreigners, religions, philosophies. I know that's a mixed bag, but coming up in your 9th house, these are powerful cards. So whatever this is, there's a lot of weight to them. Venus is the planet of love, of beauty, of harmony. And then this is typically about healing and wellness. Refocusing to become the center of your life, or maybe love becoming the center of your life, if we're mixing the two cards together. Very connected energy to Aquarius here with the star card, as well as Taurus and Libra with this nice kind of Venus Empress energy. The Empress is a badass at money. She's a lot of goods. She has a lot of luxury. Maybe you're making other people's wishes come true. Maybe you're being very generous with your money, or, more than likely you're treating yourself. That's sort of how I get it. Some long-term wish or dream, you may be dishing out a bunch of money to move forward with that. So the only thing I would offer is, well, can you afford that? Are you rushing in to spend money on some, plane tickets to Paris or whatever when your bank account is like, can we do that? Some of you may be spending a lot of money to move, a lot of money to move locations, to move your residence. I could see that if you're buying a new home. If that's the case, it seems like there's quite a distance there. Like you would have to pay a lot in moving fees or something like that. And then your sex life could be electric with the Tower coming through, or it could be very destructive. I actually don't hate this because my Saggy risings, your 5th house is naturally ruled by Aries. So you do have that Aries energy coming through. So it could just be that you're kind of strong in your power in terms of your sex life, your dating life, or your creativity right now might be electric. It might be on fire. This in a sexual romantic reading, this card is very orgasmic, right? So, hey, that's cool if that's what you're looking for. Yeah, some of you, I keep getting the idea of a new house or moving. You may, I'm getting all up in your business. You may christen each room or do something, something to connect with your person in a more intimate way. Some of you may end up dating a firefighter. That kind of is coming through with that card too. That's really funny. I know that was completely random. What do I need to tell you here? Your career looks like it needs some attention, or you need to face the thing that scares you the most. There's bountiful and good luck energy regarding your home and matters right now. There's huge potential for travel and spending a lot of money to travel. I don't know if that's good or bad, but if you happen to be traveling, especially checking something off the bucket list, like your long-term, I'd love to travel here, I'd love to go there, you may end up connecting with someone romantically. Hello. Especially because Venus is existing in that, the tarot card representing Venus. The Empress is there, so nurturing yourself, loving yourself, treating yourself, being good to yourself, especially with, again, an Aquarius, Libra, or Taurus, something about that may translate in your dating life. It's like star-crossed lovers. You may be in different countries or different states or different areas, and you may connect during this travel. Yeah, there's a beautiful energy there. I really like your 9th house right now. The only thing I'm curious about is your dating. So we're going to wrap it with this. Tell me a little bit more about this Tower card. Why is the Tower card coming up for my Saggy Risings in their 5th house? It could just be that you're, oh my God, this feels so sexual. I was going to say, like, exploding with creativity or other things. Sagittarius, this is like bodily fluids. I'm not going to go into that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, honestly, this could be ground-shaking news of pregnancy. I just keep getting that, and I know that's not for everyone out there. You know, sometimes that happens in a weekly reading. You have a lot of cards indicating a lot of sex, growth in relationships, expansion of the family, and we can't neglect to see here that the Empress is always shown pregnant, especially with the star. That's what I mean. For some of you, it might be unexpected with this Tower. For others of you, it could just come at an unexpected time, but you've been trying for a while. So I'm just saying, especially on vacation, I would put a huge nudge into you guys to try during a vacation or during a time of like leisure and rest, but even if it's like distant traveling, it could be that, I don't know, something about the timeline might be right. This could, I honestly, the fact that it came out with Ace of Cups, I like this. I'm not going to make it something negative. You know, anything in extremes is never a good thing, right? And sometimes you work that way as a Sagittarian. Jupiter a lot of times says big, big, more. And you can certainly do that. Some of you definitely will. But yeah, there can sometimes be a turbulent energy with the Tower, but not when it's with the Ace of Cups. I think it's electric, it's magnetic, it's exciting. So yeah, I mean, look for that in your dating life. It's being sextiled right now with all these planets in Taurus. So sextiles are just a nice aspect where it presents you with opportunity. It's not necessarily a gift being given to you, but there's a close enough relationship there where it's still kind of in the focus of your life right now. Yeah. You may end up spending a lot of time at someone's house too if you end up, you know what I'm going to say, if you end up dating them, etc. All right, let's go around and talk romantic prospects. All right, so one for each zodiac sign. What's going on with my Saggy Risings and their relationships right now? One on each sign. Here we go. So Saggy, if you were dealing with another Sagittarius, rebirth. So something here isn't done. You're probably going to revisit it. Also, I can't neglect the fact there's a baby showing up there. So if this whole baby pregnancy thing isn't literal, it's probably a metaphor for something big, something that you're trying to grow into the future, something with legacy, something that is long-term, a long-term commitment, a long-term project. You have that going on with another Sagittarius, though this Sagittarius probably isn't brand new. This is probably someone you've connected with before. If you were dealing with a Cap, Wheel of Fortune, absolutely. Capricorn has good vibes right now, especially something with work or money. They may come to your aid if you were struggling there. Something is over with an Aquarius, or it's just becoming heavier. So your Aquarius may have been hit with some very heavy news. Maybe it's regarding their job or something happening in their family, but your Aquarius seems like they need either a lot of love and a hug, or you just sent them packing and they're heartbroken. I'm not sure which, but your Aquarius is going through something. If you were dealing with a Pisces, I don't know if I love this. You have the Devil. Yeah, it kind of feels like you guys are, this depiction of the devil, it's not great. It feels like you guys are shackled together and you might be in a loveless marriage. Or a commitment by, what is that expression? Convenience, but it's like, are we even in this? Do we even love each other? It's like some other force took over. I don't like it. It feels shadowy this week. Anyway, if you're dealing with an Aries, there's conflict, there's fighting. If this is new, they're fighting for your attention. They want you to see them. Yeah, this person loves you. That big dick energy. There's probably a lot of water in their chart too. Something may come into fruition in Cancer season too. And, Yeah, something about Mars being in Cancer, there's a lot of sexual energy here, too. Geez, Sagittarius. Good Lord. Okay, that could also be connecting romantically or intimately with a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. If you are dealing with a Taurus, yeah, this section is rough this week. I'll be honest. 10 of Swords and then 5 of Pentacles, which is about isolation and hardship and feeling wounded. So if you're not currently dating one, it could be that you have an ex peeking in on you and they see you living your best life and they're just like, oh, I want that. Like someone is kind of all up in their feels and it's not to say that they're playing the victim. They might be, but there's something very real about this to them. They feel like they've gotten the short end of the stick or that you've isolated them. You've cut them off. Your Taurus is not happy this week. So if you're married to one, I guess you better fix it, right? If you're dealing with a Gemini, 2 of Cups, yeah, new potential for dating a Gemini. Something new, something lighthearted, something easy. You know, enjoy it for what it is. Don't try and make it marriage out the gate, because 2 of Cups says it's cozy, it's compatible, it's good. But it may start off as friendship. If you are dealing with a Cancer, Knight of Cups, so an offer definitely being made to you. Let's see. And 4 of Wands. All right, so some of you, there might be proposals or long-term commitment or just dating. Again, spending a lot of time in someone's house, that may have to do with your Cancer. If you're dealing with a Leo, 9 of Wands, this person is wounded. They feel hurt. They feel betrayed. They're putting up their walls of defense, but on the inside, they're hurting because they still love you and they feel ignored by you. Aw, my poor Leos. All right, if you're dealing with a Virgo, that is so interesting. I'm telling you guys, tarot is a wild trip. You had this card show up 2 times, same card, different decks, right? The 7 of Cups, illusion, mystery, sometimes deceit or confusion. Sometimes it's opportunity, but we're having trouble like envisioning it. You have it showing up in your 10th house twice, like right next to each other. I went around and then I went around again. Like that's insane, right? Of, you know, how many cards are there on tarot? Like 70, 72 tarot decks, or 78, I think. There's 78 cards in a tarot deck. These 2 came out next to each other in the same area. Anyway, that just blows my mind. That's wild. So yeah, if you're dealing with a Virgo, they may have options. They are probably they're holding on to their ghosts, I'm hearing. So something of the past. They may not quite be over their ex, but they are curious to see what is out there. This feels like a dating app person who's probably having conversations with a lot of different people, but it doesn't mean they're not potentially interested in you, but they're potentially interested in a lot of people. So, meh. Check back next week. We'll see. If you're dealing with a Libra, the Chariot, victory, forward movement. Oh, look how cool that card is. Do you guys see that? Oh, so badass. I love it. Something about that with the night sky and the stars. Something about this could be written in the stars. There could be a very special date where you guys, you know, dance under the stars or kiss under the stars. The Chariot is about forward movement and victory and confidence. Going in with confidence will impress this Libra a lot. They like you. They're very interested in you. You guys may travel together. And if you are dealing with a Scorpio, last but not least, oh, death. Okay, so the first thing I'm getting from this is amicable divorce, and especially if you have a child together, you guys will continue to nurture that child very well. But yeah, this feels like a more foreboding ending with the Scorpio. Page of Wands. Yeah, I think there's possibility for... Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. The reason being... Well, gosh, I see it both ways. I feel bad giving you 2 different readings, but it is this week. So with the Scorpio, if the Death card is coming up because they are strong in their power, Scorpio being the Death card, it's possible that flirtation will continue. But I would also say that if it's a long time coming, if this has been on and off again with the Scorpio, there's like a shadow side that someone is afraid to face, and they would rather sort of keep dating around to avoid doing that heavy shadow work. That's sort of what I get there. And so I hate to say it, I never want to cast this into the future, but if you're dealing with someone like that who just they're not doing the internal work, they're not what is a good word for it? Like clearing out the skeletons in their closet, eventually those are going to catch up with them. So just know that. There's the potential for this to start off kind of hot and heavy, or to develop a codependency, something about smothering or suffocating, very, very, very tight-knit relationship. But again, part of it comes from a shadow side. So yeah, that one's a big if. That of all of them, that one's the most confusing to me. So maybe death, it can represent an ending of a relationship, but with Page of Wands, I guess what got me is the Page of Wands is not necessarily new. The ace would be new. So that's why I'm like, well, is there this on again, off again thing? That's kind of what I get with the Scorpio. Maybe they're the one you have to have a very heavy, important conversation with. All right, Saggy Risings, that's what I got for you guys. Please remember to like the video. That really does help me. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And last but not least, enter the contest. You're Sagittarians. You're very lucky. You guys win everything. If you want to enter for a free tarot reading with me, leave 3 comments down below. Your 3 most likable traits, the things you love most about yourself. Put the hashtag Team Teacup and submit your entry before May 9th. There's going to be more instructions on how to do that after this video. But I will see you next Tuesday for more tarot. Bye, guys. What's up, guys? This is a friendly reminder to submit your name if you are looking to throw in a submission to the Win a Free Tarot Reading from me, the Intuitive Teacup. There will be 3 winners announced on May 9th, and in order to submit your entry, I am asking that you leave a comment on any video of your choice here on my channel. It has to be one of my videos. Listing the 3 qualities you admire most about yourself, 3 qualities you find very likable or desirable, 3 things that you're proud of about yourself. So loyalty, trustworthy, creative, funny, compassionate, any of those things. It's up to you. Leave those 3 descriptor words, and next to it I want you to include the hashtag Team Teacup. That's just simply to let me know that you're entering your name for the competition and not just leaving a random comment. So yeah, that is what you're being asked to do. 1 comment is 1 submission. You can submit as many times as you would like, aka leave as many comments as you want. They can be the same descriptors, different ones. That's entirely up to you. So there will be 3 winners. If you are a winner, I will comment on your comment as well as announce your name on my channel and my Instagram. From there, we will message privately, and you will be allowed to submit 1 question you would like me to answer. And that's that. It's pretty easy, pretty basic. Of course, if you are not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. It really does help me. And I welcome you to join me over on Instagram, because that was sort of the brainchild of this contest anyway. I reached 1,000 subs on Instagram, which is great. I love interacting with you guys there, and it allows me to do things here on YouTube that I can't. So welcome you to follow me over there or on Facebook. It's not necessary. It's not required to enter the competition, but you do need to submit to my YouTube channel or subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, that's about it. So I look forward to announcing the winners Sunday, May 9th, so make sure you enter before then.